The Algonquin Wolves hit the five-team foul mark of the fourth quarter. But Thompson, though, misses the first free throw. Lendening also coming back from the bench after a short middle meeting with Sherlin Chance. And maybe a little bit of confusion here. Referee's going over to the scores table. And wait a minute. Apparently a timeout was called here, it looks like. Yes, it was. A timeout was called by Jamie McLean. I guess the scorekeepers didn't take note of it, so we're going to take a break here. I'm not sure if they'll count that first free throw from Thompson if that's the case. But in regards to that, Durham trying to get a little bit of a spark going in this quarter. They've been outscored 14-12. Things have been kept close, but just again, that tough defensive mark that you have to go up against from this Algonquin team. Things have been kept slow, not at your pace. It has to be tough. And now Sherlin Chance a little bit upset as Morrison checks right back in. He was having a little bit of words with the referee. So I guess they did count the first shot of Thompson. So the second shot will also not go. And they're going to also say Leverage swatted the rebound out of bounds, and so Algonquin gets this ball back. Minute 51 remaining. Things looking a little oblique for the Lords. Down by 6. As Thompson had a chance to make it a 4-point game, missed 2 clutch free throws. Wolves will cycle it around here. In the paint, Lyons gets the shot to go, banked it in. And the lead is up to 8. Morrison. Leverage working on Lyons, got it to Morrison again, and this time she banks it in. You can hear Sherlin Chance trying to get the defense going. One more might be able to steal it here from Algonquin. Thompson, McDonald looking for it, she gets it. 8-point lead with 1:09 remaining. Thompson. Durham has to get something going quickly if they want a chance to stay in it here. Thompson working on McNamara, got it to Morrison. Brianna Morrison, jumper, too strong, and the rebound grabbed by Moore. And so this will just about do it here. 2-possession game as a jump shot coming here. That's off target, but the second chance put in by Hatherall. So a timeout will be called here. One final timeout here for Sherlin Chance with the Lords down by 8. So with 22 seconds to go, things not looking too bleak for the Lords. And again, things kept really close in this game, just the way Algonquin was looking to keep it. But the Durham Lords will fall short here tonight, suffering their first loss of the season. After again, what was a very close game, Lords find themselves down by 10 with 22 seconds remaining in the fourth. And again, ultimately, you could say defense was a difference, you could say discipline was a difference, but neither of those categories went Durham's way tonight. Particularly just 50 points put up against Algonquin. So with 36.2 seconds left, Lords will have to take this and get it to Morrison, and 3 is good. Maybe, wait a minute, maybe not done yet. Lords have to foul here. Still down by 7, and the lead pass given away. Lead pass way out of the reach of a streaking Hatherall. And so maybe one more quick 3 might get the Lords some life here. Morrison up the floor. Got it to Glendening. Working on Moore, and Moore staying strong on her, and last touch by Sydney Moore, so the Lords will have to inbound this quickly. 18.1 left. Morrison again. Shot is blocked from the 2-point line. This will ultimately do it here. Shot clock is off, and McDonald will get it ahead. McNamara just plays keep away, and McDonald will keep the ball, and that will do it. The Durham Lords suffer their first loss of the season as the Algonquin Wolves come into Oshawa and defeat the Durham Lords 60-53, a 7-point difference. And again, you can ultimately argue that defense and discipline was the difference in this one. The Wolves were 22 of 29 from the free throw line in this one. Only 8 of 17 were the Durham Lords. You could ultimately say that was the difference. But the Lords will take their first loss of the season, maybe hope to gain a learning experience out of this. But their next game in St. Lawrence on December 2nd, a week from tonight. So don't go anywhere. We have the men's match coming up next between Algonquin and Durham, so stay tuned.
Sing to it. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Through all I hate, did display to remain warriors. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Avoided by the statistics, occasionally we'll quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Build up my confidence and deliver. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking their course while burning their bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get up was my mother, and the only reason was cause sucking tracks. Heard that Karma's the chick that you put a ring on. And by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me. Dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Youngest sped it up, learn how to step it up. Recipe chefed it up, set it up, sit it wrapped enough. Even the rest of us going off, so of course, maybe been shown or thrown it off. Treating it like it's an when they playing me foul, but I still got my point across. And this is gospel for the black sheep. I bet it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league, so all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious.
all really want to win and we all want to work hard towards winning. We don't think that just because we've done so well in the past years that other teams are just going to give it to us. We know that people know who we are because of how well we've done, and we have to work for what we want. These past couple of years have been really good. Team-wise, I've made some of my best friends on this team who I believe will be with me for the rest of my life. And it doesn't feel like we're really friends. It feels like we're more of like a small family because of how closely knit we are.
Honestly, it's a really great program. There's a lot of extras that we have here. We have ETS, which is one of our fitness programs that we go through during the season, which helps with like injury prevention and also helps us improve as players throughout the year. Also, we have a really great coaching staff. We're really hard on academics, and we want to make sure that everyone, while they're doing well on the court, they're also doing well off the court.
The way I approach as a coach, like, you're here to be a student first. You have to be a successful student in order to play volleyball. You have a certain grade point average. If you're a scholarship athlete, you have a certain grade point average to receive that. School is going to get you where you want to be. Once you get that under your belt, then you become the athlete, and that's what we work hard on to make sure that they're successful in the court that way.
You meet a lot of new people on the sports teams and you make a lot of new friends, so it just kind of makes you feel more comfortable coming from high school.
We know it's a big jump going from high school to college. We do open gyms for the summertime. Sometimes we know the kids 2 summers ahead, and we'll have them come out just to meet the girls and train and try to get to the next level, and then just help ease that transition.
Getting to know some of the girls before even starting school helped a lot because you make friends through it because you already have a common interest.
We try our best to make sure that it's a second family and you feel welcome and you feel comfortable. We want them to come in and go, hey, I know 10, 12 other people, and that they feel a little more comfortable and a little more stable.
A lot of the teachers are really understanding for first years, and they try to help you as much as possible. And as long as you let them know when you're missing things and you're going to make up for them, they're pretty understanding of all that.
So when I recruit, I talk to the athletes about potential athletes, what programs they're interested in. We have a lot of good programs that we can utilize here and really try to sell Durham for what it is. We have tons of amenities that a lot of other schools don't have.
We have an academic athletic study room that was provided for us. We all go up there to study sometimes or just to finish homework.
I think it's really good having the team room kind of as a place to go in between class, before practice, after practice really helps out. We have like ice tubs in the back of the room that I usually use almost every time after practice.
The gyms that we have are up to date, nice equipment that we get to utilize, our hitting boxes, our Accu-Spike, setting targets, passing targets.
Having like people be there to set it up for us to make sure everything's right and perfect, it's really helpful. It doesn't really put extra stress on us.
One of the big programs that we utilize is the ETS, Elite Training Systems. That's something that a lot of schools don't have for varsity-only training sessions to help your athletes to increase their speed and vertical and to avoid therapy. Therapy we have 2 great trainers every year that are overseen by our therapy staff. Our athletes are usually pretty strong and do avoid injury as much as possible.
We have a great coaching staff. Tony especially, he knows how to reach out to the girls and how to get them motivated during practice.
I think what's so good about our coaching staff is that they respect us as players. Respecting your players is very important and kind of encourages people to play and work hard.
Sometimes when we're looking down and stuff, he'll always try to bring out the positivity, as well as our assistant coaches. Everyone is a well-rounded coach and they always try to help us to the best of their ability.
We always want to give back and say, like, we are a community college and we want to give back to the community.
We raised money for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and for Movember, and we did our annual gift exchange with the YWCA.
we do the best to bring in club teams and like high school teams, elementary teams. When they come in, we do little special signings, like little cards and that, make them feel important and they go, oh, this is something I can maybe do later on. So we just really want to give back to say, hey, we are Durham College, the women's volleyball program. We want to be part of the community, we want to be active, and we want to help as much as we can.
Honestly, just go out and work as hard as you possibly can. Even if you think you won't have a starting spot, everyone works to where they need to get to. And if you want to be on the court, just show it and you'll get there.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions, to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze back my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the castle, my thoughts are distorted. Cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up, try to overlook a rival. All eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol. You're doing long enough to pay for my attention. Man, it's the gospel for the black sheep. I guess it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Through all I hate that display to remain warriors. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Avoided by the statistics, occasionally we'll quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Built on my confidence and delivered. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking the course while burning their bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get out was my mother, and the only reason was cause I can track. Heard that comments the chick that you put a ring on. And by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me, dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Youngest sped it up, learn how to step it up. Recipe chefed it up, set it up, said it wrapped enough, giving the rest to us. Going off, so of course, baby was shown to throwing it off. Treating it like it's an end when they playing me foul, but I still got my point across. And this is gospel for the black sheep. I bet it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious.
Good evening and welcome inside the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center for some Friday night basketball. I'm Ryan Vieira, your man on the call for tonight's game between the 1-5 Algonquin Wolves and the 5-1 Durham Lords. Things haven't been going so well for the Algonquin Wolves. They'll start with Joey Marr, Topaz Canna, Irvin Yacinthi, CJ Gazala, and Kendall Valerie. The Durham Lords will start with O'Shane Taylor Douglas, Angelo Sarsonas, Kansky Simon, Glody Kashala, and Adam Hosseini as they look to keep the good times rolling and extend their win streak to 5. Tip-off is won by Simon. A little miscommunication. And now Kashala will get it to Taylor Douglas, and underway as a foul underneath here as Simon draws the first one of the game. A little bit of hollering down there already as to where this ball is going to be, but already got a foul in this game so far. As the Lords will inbound here, Sarsonas taking that pass from Taylor Douglas. Now Taylor Douglas on it again. Back for Sarsonas. Hosseini now gets away, and his pass too far out of the reach of Kashala, and so this will go the other way. So the Lords fail to put one in on their first possession of the game. That'll give way to the Wolves. As Gazella is defended by Kansky Simon. Look at the pressure. Taylor Douglas comes up with the steal and slams it home. Just the way the Lords wanted to start. Wolves not too happy about it. They get another interception here. Simon lead pass. Taylor Douglas saves it but gives it away, as Gazala was right there to intercept that pass. So a little bit of a wild start going on here. A couple turnovers, and the only 2 points belong to O'Shane Taylor Douglas so far. Gazala, pass intercepted. Followed up though by Yacinthi underneath, and going down hard on the floor. That was Valerie, but gets back up to defend Taylor Douglas. Hosseini now has it knocked away, and it looks like the Algonquin Wolves are going to get the ball back here actually. And immediately we have a substitution here. It's going to be Nathan Garcia coming in. And the Wolves will look to reset the other way here. Off now to Garcia off the bench. Marr, defended by Hosseini. Canna takes a shot that's well wide. Off target, followed up here. Taylor Douglas on the move. Pressured, and the ball comes free. Yacinthi finds a wide open three, and it's good. Topaz Canna knocks it down from three-point land. And now the other way, Hosseini, his three too strong, as the Lords trying to counter with a quick three. But the Wolves come back in with Garcia putting it all the way across. There's a three-pointer from Marr that's too short, and the rebound right there, put it off the glass by Irvin Yacinthi. So after O'Shane Taylor Douglas' slam off the steal, a 5-0 run here quickly for the Algonquin Wolves. Simon finds Hosseini for three. That's a little bit too short. And quickly 0 for 2 is Adam Hosseini. He struggled last game as well from that department, and trying to find his rhythm again. As a little bit of a shaky start to this game, or I guess from Durham's perspective, like a lot of passes like that have been gone off the mark and have gone the other way for turnovers. Looks like the Durham Lords will get the benefit of this one though, as Angelo Sarsonas takes the inbound pass. Defended by Garcia. Sarsonas drives in, finds Taylor Douglas out high for three. That's good. Taylor Douglas has done all the scoring so far for the Lords. 5-5 tie in the first 3 minutes so far between these two teams. Valerie across. Canna, he puts up a three. That's good. Topaz Canna has knocked down 2 3-pointers so far. And some quick scoring here in this game. A lot of offense being on display so far. Shane Taylor Douglas finds Hosseini in the corner for three. That's good. And Adam Hosseini now off the schneid. He puts down a three, and we're tied back up. So a lot of three-pointers being made in the first 3.5 minutes so far. Garcia, he'll try two. That's good. A jumper from Nathan Garcia just coming off the bench. So a nice offensive flow start to this game as Sarsonis, not sure who he's passing it to. It might have been Hosseini, but he was screened. So Algonquin will get a chance to extend their lead here with Nathan Garcia carrying it up the floor. Well, Shane Taylor Douglas on him. Garcia has it knocked away though, but by the Lords, so the ball will stay with the Wolves. A couple things to note as well. These two teams very well rested. The Lords' last game was last Tuesday, believe it or not, and Algonquin only played a week ago tonight, last Friday the 15th, as it's stolen away. And a lead pass here. And a lob and a jam. Kansky Simon gets the pass from Hosseini, throws it down, and we're tied back up. What a quick offensive start to this game. Great tempo set here by both teams. Mar finds Garcia. Now Valerie. Jacinta lays it up and in, over and in. Lords wanted to travel. Well, Shane Taylor Douglas not happy. He's arguing with the referee about it. He better be careful not to pick up a technical, but he'll make his way up the floor anyway. Taylor Douglas stops up. Defended hard by Canna. Gets it free. Simon, a cross pass picked off. And away goes Jacinti, and he'll lob it up and in. So Irvin Jacinti getting the last 4 points for the Algonquin Wolves. As the ball's turned over, as Simon was behind the play, it looked like he was fixing his shoe a little bit. And Lords got a little bit lucky there as the ball was turned over. And the Wolves will get another substitution going here. Kendall Valerie heads off. We will see number 9, Ted Braden, coming out. And Coach Trevor Costello not too happy about something. I'm not sure if it was a certain call that was missed earlier, but he's on the sidelines arguing. He's actually outside the sidelines. Better be careful not to pick up a technical himself. Let's get the ball back in bounds though. Kansky Simon working on Mar and gets the rebound, has it knocked out of his hands, and Garcia had it knocked out of his hands. Hosseini with it, a three, it's good. Adam Hosseini the pick and gets the three, and still Kansky Simon having a little trouble with the shoe. It leads to a rush the other way. Blocked, and now Hosseini the other way. Simon waits, it lays it up and in, but they're going to call it off. An offensive foul, it looks like, as knocked down was Nathan Garcia. But now we'll see a foul. They call that, I believe it was on Hosseini for knocking down Garcia, so the Wolves will get the ball back. Canna gets it out for Garcia, around Taylor Douglas in the paint. Mar rejected. Kansky Simon right there on the job to knock away that dunk attempt, and now laying it, or trying to lay it up and in, was Jacinti, and it looks like he's going to get the benefit of a call here as Kansky Simon tried to make another big block and got called for the foul for going over Jacinti. So Irvin Jacinti tied for the team lead in points so far with 6 with Topaz Canna, who's knocked down a big couple of three-pointers. And a little bit of a delay as we get some substitutions here. Heading off was Kansky Simon. Out comes Mark Stowup. No changes on Algonquin side of things, as Jacinthi knocks down the second free throw. So the pace has been pretty high so far in terms of offense, like I've mentioned. A lot of great flow going and a great start to this game. As Kansky Simon hopping around a little bit, maybe trying to fool Topaz Canna. Canna defending him hard, and Douglas finds a lane, and streaking in was Kashala. Couldn't lay it up and in, and the other way, Jacinthi got a touch on it, so the Lords are going to get the ball off a turnover. Isaiah Barton's come on. He's working, two number 4s working on each other. And a lob, and Mark Stewop gets his first 2 points of the game. As you might have expected, a little bit of a dunk there, which he's known for, but instead he just decides to lay it up and in. Underneath, Garcia finds Canna, gets around and gives it away now. Hosseini with the pick. He'll hand it off. And Taylor Douglas looking for the foul, but doesn't get the call, but the Lords will still maintain possession. So just under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. 15-all game here. Stow up. Finds Barton underneath, and Isaiah Barton a little bit too strong. Rebound gathered up by Garcia, stretch pass. And the other way is Carter Norman, who puts it in. Now, one bright spot for the Algonquin Wolves. Their record not so great this year, only one win on the year, but Carter Norman coming off a 32-point performance last game against Georgia, which has been one of their brighter spots so far this year. As Barton's battling to get this ball back, and he's going to get the benefit of a call as it was knocked out of play by Braden. So Isaiah Barton getting set to inbound as the Lords will make a change. Kansky Simon will come back on. Lodi Kashala on his way off. And it's this inbound into Taylor Douglas. Shane Taylor Douglas all the way on the other side. Barton working on Jacinthi. Floater is good. Good patience by Isaiah Barton. And we're tied again. Nathan Garcia hands it off. Irvin Jacinthi working on Barton. Out for Canna for 3, and that's a little bit too strong. First 3-point miss of the game for Canna, who knocked down a couple of those early on, and there's a miss from Hosseini, who knocked down a couple early on. The other way, Garcia. And a travel we're going to be called here, as Canna made a couple too many steps, and the Lords will make some changes here. Angelo Sarsonis comes back on, along with Theodi Babanza, who makes his first appearance of the game. Out come Adam Hosseini and O'Shane Taylor Douglas. Angelo Sarsonis also not one of his prettier performances last game, only 14 against the Seneca Sting in a lower scoring game. Looking to get his offensive flow back as well. Working on Garcia, still up, sets the screen, and the three-pointer is too strong from Sarsonis. Rebound gathered back up by Simon. Works away and gets to the net. Can't get the bounce, but he'll go to the line for 2 as he was fouled by Topaz Canna. So with 1:05 to go, the Lords will head to the line for the second time in this first quarter. As Kansky Simon looks to add to the 2 points he has already. Misses the first shot. Couple of substitutions for the... Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, no, excuse me, there was a bit of a change coming up. Imad Ruhamian Denkiwi is into the game now, wearing number 10. Braden, and the shot too strong. Lords come away with the ball. Barton. Defended here by Norman. He'll get it back for Sarsonis up top. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Spinning away Mabanza. Hands it off Barton. That's a 3, and it's too strong, an air ball. And it's picked up here. Handed back to Rumiam Ndenkwi. And a shot from Norman too strong. And a follow-up coming from Braden, who puts it home. Lords maybe have a chance, one last chance here with time winding down. Sarsonis with 2 seconds, down to 1, try to get it down low, deflected, and out of bounds. And the first quarter will come to an end. So a very fast-paced start to this game. Both teams have the offense clicking early. But the Algonquin Wolves will take the 1-point lead into the little break as they lead the Lords 19-18. And you mentioned the Durham Lords looking to just keep the good times rolling with in terms of offense. They haven't disappointed on that front tonight, but the defense having their work cut out for them by a rather strong Algonquin offense. We mentioned the Wolves not having the greatest season, a record of 1-5, but they look motivated to change that narrative tonight with the offense clicking so far in this game for them. Leading scorer, Irvin Yacinthi with 7, Topaz Canna with 6. Both of those were 3-pointers. And Carter Norman, Nathan Garcia, Ted Braden each have 2, so that's their story of scoring. Adam Hosseini also with 6, also with 2 3-pointers in that quarter. O'Shane Taylor Douglas with 5, but those were the only 5 points to start the game for the Lords. Kansky Simon with 3, Isaiah Barton and Mark Stooff with 2. So a bit of balanced scoring early on in this game, and you'd think that both coaches would want to see some type of defense as time goes on here. And I'm sure that's what Desmond Rowley and Trevor Costello are telling each of their troops right now. So the Lords will counter in this quarter with Shane Taylor Douglas, Mark Stoop, Angelo Sarsonis, excuse me, Fiote Mabanza, and Kansky Simon. Those will be the starting 5 to begin this second quarter for the Durham Lords. And the Wolves come out of their little huddle and they'll get first possession to begin this second quarter. Number 5, Chris LaChapelle, making his first start of the game. Will inbound it for Garcia. Now Braden, excuse me, trying to lay that one in too strong. Taylor Douglas with the rebound. Now for Sarsonis. Fake pass in the paint. Simon throws it down. But what a setup he got from Angelo Sarsonis. He made the no-look pass right to Simon in the paint. And the Lords have the lead back. Their first since that first quarter. Norman finds LaChapelle in the paint and can't get it to go, but he was fouled, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. LaChapelle's first shot is good. So again, the two teams with their offense clicking early. An early slam from Kansky Simon on the setup from Angelo Sarsonas. And then the two free throws made by Chris LaChapelle. Sarsonas was Stoap setting the screen. Mabanza out for Sarsonas. Has to be careful not to dribble it out, but got it to Stoap. Lob too strong. And LaChapelle will follow it up for Garcia. Nathan Garcia directing traffic up top, guarded by Sarsonas. Makes the move, and layup was a little bit too strong as he was defended well by Simon. Taylor Douglas the other way, puts it in. So Shane Taylor Douglas gives the Lords back the lead, now up to 7 points in the game. It's handed off here. Braden gives it back, and a three-pointer off the mark from Ruham Yamdenkwi. Sarsonas gets it to Simon and back to Sarsonas. Simon again, watched by Braden, and doesn't get the roll, a little bit too hard. And back the other way, Norman. Carter Norman in the corner. Another three-pointer coming. Again, it's off the mark. And the Lords counter the other way. Mabanza. Simon saves it. Shane Taylor Douglas. 13 on the shot clock here. Mabanza in the corner for three. And a little bit too strong. Came in and out. And the Wolves got a break defensively and come the other way. LaChapelle trying to drive in and swatted away. The defense of Mark Stoap stops LaChapelle. The other way, Sarsonas, pretty little move. He gets the little roll to make it look a little fancy. Smooth stuff from Angelo Sarsonas puts the Lords up by 3, and that's their largest lead of the game so far. Back up top here, LaChapelle banks it in. So the quick response by Chris LaChapelle. And the offense on both sides can't be denied right now. Nice little step back by Taylor Douglas. Three-pointer a little bit short though. Garcia makes a nice little move around Mabanza, drives right to the basket but had it knocked away. And we're going to get a substitution here for the Lords. Heading out are Mabanza and Simon. Hosseini and Kashala check back in as it's inbounded. And getting the roll is Braden. And so the Algonquin Wolves go right back ahead. 25-24 the score. We're nearing the 4-minute mark of the second quarter, and what's really been a fast-paced game. Not a lot of stoppages in play as the flow continues, but a little tip here. Given back here to Gazala, and he knocks down the three. But CJ Gazala's first points of the game, making it happen in style as Taylor Douglas comes the other way. Was looking to get something going here. Hosseini with a three. That's too short, but the follow-up. Oh, that would have been something nice from Glody Kashala, but unfortunately a little bit too hard on the dunk, and the Lords come up short on that possession. Three-pointer coming here, and it's good for Carter Norman. So Norman on the board here, and what do we have now? Looks like we're gonna have a timeout on the floor, but I thought I saw maybe a foul was called. But for now, the Durham Lords call a timeout, and Again, the fast pace started continuing, but for right now, for Durham, maybe that's not what they want to see here. This fast pace, you love to see it for offense, but their defense has really been tested by this Algonquin team so far tonight. So far, only 6 points in the second quarter for Durham, compared to Algonquin's 12. Really good three-point shooting team in Algonquin, 4 for 10. They made 2 in particular in each quarter, including what we just saw from Carter Norman. So the Lords have their work cut out for them all of a sudden, finding themselves down by 7 off a couple of big shots and a couple of big defensive plays and a couple of good defensive stops for the Wolves. So we'll see if Desmond Rowley can get something going here. See if he can rally the troops here after the Wolves went on a little bit of a run. So Adam Hosseini will inbound. Hasn't had too much success since that opening quarter where he put up 2 back-to-back threes. Gets the ball here, try to tip pass it ahead, but knocked away. And a stretch pass here, and a foul is going to be called. And Trevor Costello setting things up here, setting his team up offensively as it's knocked away by Taylor Douglas, and he hustles right back onto it, twists and turns around, and gets the 2 points. The pick 2, as you call it. Instead of the pick 6 in football, it's the pick 2 in basketball. Braden down, and set back up for Norman in a 3. That one's too strong. Rebound gathered up by Kashala, who hands it off. Shane Taylor Douglas. Guarded by Braden. Launches a 3, too strong. And up with the rebound. Braden gets it ahead. Ruhavia Dinkway a 3, that's too strong on the follow-up though. Braden on the glass puts that one down. So the lead back up to 7 here for the Algonquin Wolves. As Sarsonis works on his man, goes to the net, can get the bounce. Rebound gathered back up, and the speed of Galaza gets it up to Norman, who puts it home. And all of a sudden, the Algonquin Wolves started to run away with it a little bit, particularly in the second quarter. Lords have only had 8 points. Stoop looking to change that, and he gets the bounce. Braden. LaChapelle now for Norman. Carter Norman in the paint, and set back up for Norman. Misses on the little layup, a little too strong. Angelo Sarsonis takes over. One-on-one against Galaza. A three-pointer coming. Hosseini knocks it down. Adam Hosseini, a big three-pointer to get the Lords back within 4. Just over 3 minutes left in the second quarter. CJ Galaza puts one up, and it's good. Little 2-point jumper from CJ Galaza settles things back down a little bit as Shane Taylor Douglas takes over. Defended by Norman, gets it out. Still up. Out for Sarsonis. That's a 3, too short. And Stoop gathers the rebound back, gives it up. Taylor Douglas drives in, can't get the bounce, and he saves it though, and it's out of the reach though of Kashala, and so the Lords turn it back over. Wolves will get the ball back with with 2:51 remaining in the quarter and another timeout called. This time it looks like by the Algonquin Wolves. So again, Durham trying to settle things back down a little bit. They've been outscored 18-13 in this second quarter after a very tight first quarter. And the high speed in this game, the fast pace has really been outstanding to watch so far, but you got to think somewhere down the line, especially with halftime coming up or even late in the third quarter, teams will start to get tired and mistakes will happen. But if you're Durham, you got to just find a way to stay in this game somehow. Got to get the defense going. Got to get a little tight in that aspect and tight and guarding the open players. And the offense is doing some things tonight, but ultimately defense has been the difference as we're late in this second quarter. So the Algonquin Wolves will get the ball. Chris LaChapelle will inbound. And he gets it to CJ Gazala. He'll be guarded by Sarsonis here. Gazala directing traffic. Braden comes in for the screen and a three-pointer fired. That's off target. A little bit too strong. Gazala gathers it back up. LaChapelle works around and out high. Canna back out there. He knocks down another three. Topaz Canna knocks down his third three-pointer of the game. A couple of big shots from him. And it's a 9-point lead for the Algonquin Wolves. Simon gives to Hosseini. Trying to lob one up. No good. And rebound grabbed by Braden. Outlet. 2-on-1 maybe. And Gazala puts it past Simon and in. And the fast pace starting to go against the Durham Lords here a little bit. They find themselves down by 11 to the Algonquin Wolves as they look to change the narrative here. Taylor Douglas gathers it back up. Up for Hosseini. Taylor Douglas again. Drives to the basket and puts it in. Good drive by O'Shane Taylor Douglas. That's what you need late in this quarter. Just get anything going, any type of life for the Durham Lords going into the locker room. Just end this quarter off on a good note is what they're hoping for. And they get an interception here. Taylor Douglas goes the other way, just lobs it in. And it's now a 7-point game as O'Shane Taylor Douglas gets a couple of big points. Now a nice little move here and a shot fired a little too strong there. O'Shane Taylor Douglas again. He'll give one up for Kashala, who puts it in, and all of a sudden the Durham Lords started to bounce back a little bit. 6-0 run. Shot clock is off, though. The Wolves will look to end off this quarter with one last little play here. Robbie Agantwe tries a shot, and it's good. Banked it in off the glass. Looks like it'll be a three. And the Wolves are going to carry an 8-point lead over the Lords into halftime. So ultimately, really fast-paced start. Both teams displaying the offense early, but so far it's been Algonquin in that front with 45 points so far. A lot of clutch three-point shooting from both sides, but the Lords will have to find their a way to get this defense going and crawl back into this game down by 8. As we take a short break, we'll be back with you in about 15 minutes here in the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center.
all really want to win and we all want to work hard towards winning. We don't think that just because we've done so well in the past years that other teams are just going to give it to us. We know that people know who we are because of how well we've done, and we have to work for what we want. These past couple years have been really good. Team-wise, I've made some of my best friends on this team who I believe will be with me for the rest of my life. And it doesn't feel like we're really friends. It feels like we're more of like a small family because of how closely knit we are.
Honestly, it's a really great program. There's a lot of extras that we have here. We have ETS, which is one of our fitness programs that we go through during the season, which helps with like injury prevention and also helps us improve as players throughout the year. Also, we have a really great coaching staff. We're really hard on academics, and we want to make sure that everyone, while they're doing well on the court, they're also doing well off the court.
The way I approach as a coach, like, you're here to be a student first. You have to be a successful student in order to play volleyball. You need to have a certain grade point average. If you're a scholarship athlete, you have a certain grade point average to receive that. School is going to get you where you want to be. Once you get that under your belt, then you become the athlete, and that's what we work hard on to make sure that they're successful in the court that way.
You meet a lot of new people on the sports teams and you make a lot of new friends, so it just kind of makes you feel more comfortable coming from high school.
We know it's a big jump going from high school to college. We do open gyms for the summertime. Sometimes we know the kids 2 summers ahead, and we'll have them come out just to meet the girls and train and try to get to the next level and then just help ease that transition.
Getting to know some of the girls before even starting school helped a lot because you make friends through it because you already have a common interest.
We try our best to make sure that it's a second family and you feel welcome and you feel comfortable. We want them to come in and go, hey, I know 10, 12 other people, and that they feel a little more comfortable and a little more stable.
A lot of the teachers are really understanding for first years, and they try to help you as much as possible. And as long as you let them know when you're missing things and you're going to make up for them, they're pretty understanding of all that.
So when I recruit, I talk to the athletes about potential athletes, what programs they're interested in. We have a lot of good programs that we can utilize here and really try to sell Durham for what it is. We have tons of amenities that a lot of other schools don't have.
We have an academic athletic study room that was provided for us. We all go up there to study sometimes or just to finish homework.
I think it's really good having the team room kind of as a place to go in between class, before practice, after practice really helps out. We have like ice tubs in the back of the room that I usually use almost every time after practice.
The gyms that we have are up to date, nice equipment that we could utilize, our hitting boxes, our Accu-Spike, setting targets, passing targets.
Having like people be there to set it up for us to make sure everything's right and perfect, it's really helpful. It doesn't really put extra stress on us.
One of the big programs that we utilize is the ETS, Elite Training Systems. That's something that a lot of schools don't have for varsity-only training sessions to help your athletes to increase their speed and vertical and to avoid therapy. Therapy we have 2 great trainers every year that are overseen by our therapy staff. Our athletes are usually pretty strong and do avoid injury as much as possible.
We have a great coaching staff. Tony especially, he knows how to reach out to the girls and how to get them motivated during practice.
I think what's so good about our coaching staff is that they respect us as players. Respecting your players is very important and kind of encourages people to play and work hard.
Sometimes when we're looking down and stuff, he'll always try to bring out the positivity, as well as our assistant coaches. Everyone is a well-rounded coach and they always try to help us to the best of their ability.
We always want to give back and say, like, you know, we are a community college and we want to give back to the community.
We raised money for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and for Movember, and we did our annual gift exchange with the YWCA.
we do the best to bring in club teams and like high school teams, elementary teams. When they come in, we do little special signings, like little cards and that, make them feel important, and they go, oh, this is something I can maybe do later on. So we just really want to give back to say, hey, we are Durham College, the women's volleyball program. We want to be part of the community, we want to be active, and we want to help as much as we can.
Honestly, just go out and work as hard as you possibly can. Even if you think you won't have a starting spot, everyone works to where they need to get to. And if you want to be on the court, just show it and you'll get there.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions, to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze bet my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the castle, my thoughts are distorted. Cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up, try to overlook a rival. All eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol. Your dough ain't long enough to pay for my attention. Man, it's the gospel for the black sheep. I guess it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Through all I hate to display, we remain warriors. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Avoided by the statistics, occasionally we'll quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Built on my confidence and delivered. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking the course while burning their bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get out was my mother, and the only reason was cause sucking tracks. Heard that Karma's the chick that you put a ring on. And by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me, dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Youngest sped it up, learn how to step it up. Recipe chefed it up, set it up, said it wrapped enough, giving the rest to us. Going off, so of course, baby was shown to throwing it off. Treating it like it's an when they playing me foul, but I still got my point across. And this is gospel for the black sheep. I bet it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious.
Welcome back. The Durham Lords trailing the Algonquin Wolves 45-37 as we get set for the second half. First half scoring, O'Shane Taylor Douglas leading the way for the Durham Lords with 13 on the night. Adam Hosseini with 9. Kansky Simon with 5. Mark Stowop with 4. Isaiah Barden and Angelo Sarsonis and Glody Kashala each with 2. On the other side of things, Topi Canna, he's hit a big few three-pointers in this game so far. He has 9. Carter Norman with 7. Irvin Yacinthi with 7. CJ Gonzalez with 7. Ted Braden with 6. So a lot of balanced scoring between both teams, but ultimately the Lords' defensive structure might be the difference in this one, or the offensive structure rather of the Algonquin Wolves, as they're moving that ball quickly around, but the Lords looking to respond early here. There's a jumper there from Douglas that goes. And so the Lords get an early one, which is what you want if you're looking to come back from a big deficit.